Breaking news now. Third World War, as Israel desires. These 5 statements made by Zelenskyy will surprise everyone. From attempted assassinations in Russia to the possibility of a Third World War, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy covered a lot of ground in an extensive interview. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President of Ukraine, recently gave an astonishing interview in which he warned that a third global war was imminent. In an interview with The Sun, the former comedian discussed the global situation while spearheading his country's resistance to Vladimir Putin's invasion forces for almost 2 years. In addition to making a number of daring claims during the conversation, he said something shocking, such as saying that Russia had a wish for the October 7 terror attack on Israel by Hamas. China can push Russia more. They are not interested in the Middle East, he said, referring to the possibility of a Third World War. In this case, things are far from straightforward. The pendulum of repression swings to maintain the false dictator's regime, and Putin's team takes a hit. I believe Russia will persist until the US and China collectively tell them to leave the area, and with Vlad as leader, Ukraine is currently at the epicenter of these global threats of a Third World War. Russia doesn't perceive the entire world turning against them, so I don't think Europe can handle it alone. New procedures are being implemented, but they will not be completed. The plan is to spark a fight and then start more fights. Destabilization through the lighting of new fires is the plan. He also said that the terror attack that occurred on October 7 was a really big wish of Russia, in reference to the conflict between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. He seemed to back up the claims that Russia had trained Hamas militants by explaining that it was done with the help of Iran. According to him, Russia has been to Syria, Lebanon, and other countries in the Middle East to assist in training Hamas. Attempts at conflict management are occasionally hindered by a narrow focus on Israel and Palestine. You have to go back 10 steps to understand and identify the problem with the Middle East situation. It's not right. The emphasis on the Middle East, he continued, doesn't help us, but doesn't have good influence on Ukraine, he added. Talking about sending humanitarian aid to Ukraine from the Middle East seems strange, but we're doing what we can. Reports surfaced early in Putin's invasion suggesting that Zelenskyy had been the target of multiple assassination attempts. This was confirmed by the Ukrainian leader, who likened it to multiple cases of COVID-19. It's pretty terrifying and nobody knows what to do, he said in jest, comparing it to COVID-19. In addition, he confirmed that there had been, at least 5 or 6, attempts, adding that he doesn't really know, due to the sheer number. He went on to say that Russia has a plan to change the president, and will use any instruments at their disposal to make it happen. Concerning the potential consequences of Russian occupation of Ukraine, Zelenskyy stated that other NATO nations would suffer greatly. They will occupy other NATO countries like Poland and others very quickly, he warned. As part of NATO's fight against Russia, you deploy your troops.